Just got a gold
record.
record.
Yeah. It was really, really cool to grow up watching, MTV or Much Music is what it was in Canada, and always seeing Ozzy Osbourne talking about gold discs and platinum discs on the wall, and I was like,
that's the standard. Now you
got
that gold.
the gold disc, yeah. So, and to get one in 2022 is really, really hard because a lot of people don't really buy music, but it's also done by streaming now too. So, combination of those two numbers able it to go gold. So we got the disc, the plaque, big giant plaque in the mail. You take it out. It's like one of those moments where you just got to go, man, this is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Put it on the wall, send one to my dad, find the people that have been close to you that you want to share it with. So, yeah, it was a really, really cool moment for us.
Especially starting where Fozzy started. It was like back in like early 2000s. Yeah. Yeah. So you've seen the transition going from like store-bought CDs, going into FYEs and all the, the CD stores, local vendors, to going into the transitioning into streaming music and stuff, especially in metal and the rock genre. Talk about that. What was the transitions and the changes you were seeing?
The first record we did was on Megaforce Records. Megaforce was the record that signed Metallica, Anthrax, 30 years prior. So our first record deal was like literally a 6-figure deal. Because in 2000, that's what bands were, even low little bands like ours with no buzz at all, just who was in the band, were making those types of record deals. And you could see that get down slower and slower to where it's like, 15 grand or 10 grand. But back in those days, even still, you were still making a lot of money from the deal itself.
It was wild to me that like you were doing everything you were doing on TV as far as the WWF and like transitioning from WCW, but you still had to prove yourself in the music industry, still being, we're still new. You still got to prove it in this industry.
I think you know that too. I mean, just because, and there was a little bit of a misconception at first that just because I had a big fan base from wrestling that they would all run out and buy a Fozzy record, and that's not the case. And I think we've had to work twice as hard to get people's respect, even to this day. But once we got it, you got it for life. Like even I was talking about the radio game and just building your song to go to top 40, then top 30, 20, to get to top 10, and then that's when the real work starts if you ever want to try to get to number 1. And even still, we still have a little bit of prejudice because Chris Jericho is in the band and he's a wrestler. It's like we have 5 consecutive top 10 singles on the radio. It's like, how much more do we have to prove ourselves that it doesn't matter if Chris Jericho's a wrestler? It doesn't matter if Slipknot wears masks or Kiss has makeup or AC/DC is a guy in a schoolboy suit. Who cares? It's either good music or bad music once the gimmick wears off, which takes about the amount of half a song before you're like, okay, this gimmick is no good. Right. So, but that's just how to do it in wrestling as well, or anything that you really want to make it in. You have to just stay in it and prove to every doubter that you are the real deal. And when you can do that, it's when you get to the next level.